Aloha mai kako o reiko inoa. Today is your Motivational Monday. Your Monday motivational quote for this February 2nd, 2026 is: if you want to see change, be the change. If you want to see changes in your life, you want to see changes in your community, you want to see things change, then help be the change and help start things. Like for me, I always wanted to change the stigma when it comes to mental health. Change the stigma when it comes to bullying, especially when people pick on people who have mental health problems or just any kind of disability. Whether I know them personally, whether I don't know them at all, it sickens me, it pains me, it grosses me out. Coming from someone who's been through that and still goes through that, but I try to help get mental health talked about more in the light now and help others be okay with who they are. We may have social anxiety, we may have depression, we may have anxiety, we may have the PTSD, we may have anything that goes on with us and sticks with us, but we are still human. We are still one person. We are still the person that some of us, or most people know, since elementary school, since middle school, since high school, or since whenever they've known you from. But for me, I can personally say, even if I didn't know I was going through that and I was somehow diagnosed probably with it from the time when I was in school, a lot of people I went to school with really like to flip the script. They really like to tell other people a different story, a different narrative on me. Long story short, going back to 2019 was my 10-year, going into the year of my 10-year reunion. Not that I was gonna go or anything, but I seen a post. Okay, so I commented on it briefly, or I made mention even way before our 10-year reunion that was gonna be happening in 2019. I commented and said something to very few people a long time ago that I knew were still on Maui, we're still in Hawaii, or we're still within the distance that I humbly asked. The people I thought I still had in my circle, I still had in my area, or I allowed into my life. I told them, I asked them humbly and nicely if anyone that was out there that was still in Maui, in Hawaii, that if they could come see me and come visit me and show me support of what I was going through. And it was a really rough patch. I had my family, but I would have loved the people I know who I thought were friends, who I thought people who I thought were in the circle that I allowed them into. And where was anybody? Nowhere to be. Nowhere. Only just a bunch of excuses, bunch of lies. Then when it came to commenting on that post years later, like I said in 2019, again, I just asked anybody again, what's everybody been up to? And everybody just somehow just comes after me, comes attacks me. Thinking that I'm asking them now at the current time, that was 2019, almost 6 years ago. Me telling them, oh, what does Ray think? Why does Ray want people to come see him? Or why does Ray think we can all hang out? We all have families. We are all married. You mean to tell me back in 2011, when I was going through my thing, and I like I said, I knew who was in Maui, Hawaii, and I knew who was around. You mean to tell me that every single person that graduated with us already was having a whole family that consists of at least 3 to 4 people, and was already married and was already having settled down and everything? No, not everyone, but pretty much most people I know that picked on me or think I'm being selfish in some way commented and said, oh yeah, I don't know what he thinks, da da da, just a bunch of negative stuff. I may have snapped, I may have gone off the rails and said what I said, but the time where I needed some people, I needed a support, I needed friends, I needed people who I thought the last time I saw them, whether it was at their graduation party, at project grad, or at graduation itself, I thought I hadn't reached out in the right way, reaching out on Facebook to whoever had Facebook, you know, that I could need some support. I could use a friend to talk to. I could use someone to be there for me. But like I said, where was anybody? Nowhere to be seen. The only people who were there is the people I let down the most. My mom, my sister, and my Hanai sister. I should be happy I had family, but I wish I had the people who said to me at graduation, or like I said the last time I saw them. At least, like I said, the ones who were on Maui or in Hawaii in general. Don't worry, Ray, I got your back. Don't worry, I'm here if anything. Just reach out however you can. This is not me asking for pity. This is not me asking for people to feel bad for me. This is me sending a message out. Be careful who you choose. Be careful who you trust. Be careful who you let in your circle. Be careful who you call your friends. Be careful who you call your boys. Be careful of those girls who are allowed to have guys as friends and, allow them in your circle as well. Because the next thing you know, they're going to drop you like a fly. They're going to just ignore you, like as if you're invisible. Anyways, if you want to see the change, be the change. And, change is good sometimes. Especially when you have to kick people out of your life or you have to make changes in certain ways. Whether it's daily habits, weekly habits, monthly habits, yearly habits, or just, in this case, friends. If you have to drop them, drop them. You keep them, hold them close. This is Brother Ray from Maui signing out, you guys. Have a safe, blessed Monday. Have a safe, blessed week. Aloha no. Jeho!